To find documentation for Uniswap Subgraph, start by understanding what a subgraph is. A subgraph is an open-source API that allows developers to query specific data from the Uniswap protocol. The Uniswap subgraph is maintained by the Graph Protocol, a decentralized data indexing protocol. First, navigate to the Graph Protocol website, where you can find a comprehensive documentation section. Here, you will find information on how to use subgraphs, including the Uniswap subgraph. The documentation covers topics such as querying subgraphs, deploying subgraphs, and managing subgraph permissions. For Uniswap-specific documentation, visit the Uniswap website and navigate to the Developers section. Here, you can find documentation on how to use the Uniswap subgraph, including code examples and tutorials. The Uniswap documentation also covers topics such as how to query the subgraph, how to use the Uniswap API, and how to integrate Uniswap into your application. Another valuable resource is the Graph Protocol documentation on GitHub. The Graph Protocol GitHub repository contains detailed documentation on how to use subgraphs, including the Uniswap subgraph. Here, you can find information on how to query subgraphs, how to deploy subgraphs, and how to manage subgraph permissions. When working with the Uniswap subgraph, it is essential to follow best practices to ensure that your application is secure and scalable. This includes using secure authentication methods, optimizing your queries, and monitoring your application for performance issues. In summary, to find documentation for the Uniswap subgraph, start by visiting the Graph Protocol website and the Uniswap website. These resources provide comprehensive documentation on how to use the Uniswap subgraph, including code examples and tutorials. Additionally, the Graph Protocol GitHub repository contains detailed documentation on how to use subgraphs. By following best practices and using these resources, you can effectively use the Uniswap subgraph in your application.